Hello everyone, Helen Houghton, Party Leader of New Conservative. I thought I'd jump on quickly today. I know it's a little bit of a different time to get on at lunchtime, but I thought if anyone's out there having a break from lunch, or you can view this later, I'm just going to talk briefly about New Conservative's education policy. There's a lot of issues in education right now in New Zealand, as we all know, and I'm sure I don't need to explain what those issues are. But over the past Labour government, as well as the national government, our education system has deteriorated. And I believe that we need an overhaul of the Ministry of Education. There are lots of issues around the overreach of government into our schools. And I also believe that we need to hand back the control over to the school leaders and the parent communities, because they know what it is that is best for their children, that it's not up to the government to push their ideologies or to politicise the classrooms and the playground, which is happening right now. So we have a lot of issues. I'm just watching as some people have tuned in. So it's great to see those people who have tuned in. We will have some time for questions towards the end. So if I just share briefly, as I said, for those who have just tuned in, I'm going to share briefly the New Conservatives' education policy. And towards the end, if you want to ask me some questions, that's fantastic. You can do that. Now, I'm just going to move over to here. Okay, so I'm sure that there's many parents out there who have been concerned around what's happening with education, especially where there's only 50% of school leavers actually functioning in literacy and numeracy, which is shocking. We believe that New Conservatives believe there's three key areas that are really important for our children to be able to succeed in school. And one of those is strong families. It's not up to teachers to be social workers, to be picking up the pieces of broken lives. So it's really important that strong families is something that we talk about and invest in, and that if you've seen our policies, as well as the education one, you'll see that we have huge family policies around building up families by helping them with financial support around the taxes. So you can look at those on another time. But yeah, number one, strong families, really key for children to succeed in school. Number two, a focus on making sure that every child masters those fundamental skills, reading, writing, and maths. At the moment, we have an overcrowded curriculum, and there's a whole lot of other factors, social factors going on in the school, where those other key areas of reading, maths, and writing, even though they're being taught, we're not able to get children to consolidate that knowledge when we're trying to bring in so many other things into the curriculum. Number three is an expectation of excellence. Now, I've spoken to many secondary school teachers who are appalled with the new refresh curriculum, especially around maths and science. They have said, quote, that we are dumbing down children. Shocking. We really need to be addressing these areas. Not only have we got issues in our primary schools, but secondary as well. So that's something that we want to have conversations about. What New Conservative will do is we will remove left-wing ideologies from the curriculum, including critical race theory, gender theory, decolonisation and extremist climate science, as well as sex education at primary school. A lot of these topics that we are putting onto children, the children are not ready for these kind of conversations. And even though, yes, it's happening in the world around them, we're supposed to be safeguarding children and protecting their vulnerable minds. They're impressionable at a young age. And some of those topics, even when I was teaching 5 years ago, we were talking about how the topics that were being taught were really negative all the time. And it's no wonder that our children are suffering a lot of anxiety and depression because they're getting this negative, sensationalized, catastrophizing all the time. So we want to remove those topics from the school curriculum. We're going to end the witch hunts against schools and teachers who don't follow the left-wing party line. As some of you may be aware, there are many teachers have left the education system, many great teachers, because they're fed up with what the left ideology is being pushed. And if they don't adhere to those, then they are, they have their registration. It's not so easy to actually get their registration. So we're going to remove that. We also want to ensure that schools support parental authority rather than undermining it. And for those of you out there, many of you might have already heard me talking about the issues around the gender and some of the stuff that are in schools now where children are able to choose their own pronoun, even without parental knowledge. That's undermining the trust between not only the teachers and the students, but also putting a wedge between parents and children when we're encouraging that in schools. We want to give teachers the tools to be able to maintain discipline around consequences for the behaviours in classroom, empower and promote our parents as the first teachers, and we want to empower parents as well as local communities to drive their children's education. We want to defund the failed centralised bureaucracy. So the bureaucracy around the education sector has doubled, and yet we're obviously seeing no results from that apart from failing and going down. So we want to encourage excellence rather than rewarding mediocrity and failure. And we want to also promote trades training and on-the-job learning as respectable alternatives to university degrees. Ensure tertiary qualifications are treated as a personal investment and must pay for themselves as well. So we believe that New Zealand can have a world-class education system again, but it's not those who have broken the system who will fix it. So we would like you to party vote for New Conservative and help New Zealanders to smile again, but especially our young people. Now, if there are any questions or comments, I'm actually able to answer them. I'm just trying to find up here if I can see any comments in the section here. Where are we? Show the comments. Can't see any questions at the moment. Oops. Okay. So it looks like we've only got a couple of people online. It's probably not the best time to be on here, but if you're watching this later on today, you can still comment and we can answer your questions. But yeah, be sure to look at our policy on our website and check out all of our other policies as well. But really importantly, we need to ensure that this decline of our education system is addressed, and we need to make sure that our children are functioning when they leave school and excelling as well. So we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks for tuning in today.